What's up, beautiful people, and welcome to another episode of Don't Keep Up With the Joneses. 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 Don't keep up with the Joneses.
I thought I was done with South Africa. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, we moved away from South Africa. I thought that was the end of that story. However, God saw fit to continue the story and to allow for me to recognize that that wasn't the end of a story, but ultimately it is a display of all that God has to share with my life and with the life of the Jones family. And I'm excited more than anything because I came into a contact with a wonderful individual that is spiritually connected with the Jones family as a believer. And with that, she as well has a business that she helps with people with their immigration services, as well as a real estate business that can help you either sell your property or find a property, but then also helping you to strategize on the best way to plan for your estate and your legacy plan, and the list goes on, but I'll share those contents as well in this video. However, when I said what I said in the beginning, I don't want the naysayers to come in the comments and say, you know, all the crazy stuff that could be said. What I meant by that is I personally like to see my life in chapters. Like, there was a chapter in the period when I was in elementary school, middle school, high school, college, grad school, now in marriage, and I just saw it in that way. And oftentimes I didn't allow for where I currently am to bleed into where I was because I wanted to enjoy the present. And with that being said, and with that mindset that I have, the thought was that once we moved from South Africa, we would stop doing content pertaining to South Africa. However, in the true fashion of life and the way God would have things to be so, people started asking us questions about our life still in South Africa, or not started, but continued to ask us questions about what life was like, what suggestions did they have for us, what insights, and the list goes on. And still to this day, we get random questions. When I say random, I mean like from various perspectives and questions about just life, living, transitioning, moving, doing business, and even with as far as bank accounts, like down to the how do you send money from SA to USA account that you have, you know, all together. And it's like, man, okay, God, I see what you're doing. And even in this video, I'm ultimately saying that as we journey through life, whether it's the Jones family or your family, see it as a platter of ways in which you're able to serve others, ways in which you're able to give insights or suggestions or aid to those that may be coming up in the way that you've already gone, that you could be of service to them. Because ultimately, the Jones family, we are here to represent God, living a life of faith and serving others with the example of what it looks like to hear from God and do what you believe you heard of God. And just as we moved to Johannesburg, South Africa, and hearing and doing, as we even started our union, Chrystle and I came as one, got married, said I do, because I heard from God that she is my wife, and she heard separately from God that I was her husband. And then we put that together, and me sharing with her, which, you know, you'll have to hear. Well, I'll just give you a quick one. It was just simple as that. Like, I shut Chrystle down, like, hey, God just told me that you're my wife and I'm gonna marry you. So that's what it is. And I was expecting teardrops and fireworks and all the things that you see on movies, only for Chrystle to say, oh yeah, I already know. God been told me that. Well, not been told me. God already told me that. And I was like, wait a minute, hold on. This is a different type of individual. This is a different type of lady. But I love it at the same time. And we have now been married 11 years strong and many more years to come. However, all that to share and to show how we've been living our life of faith since the beginning of our marriage. And even prior to marriage, I was living a life of faith. She was living a life of faith as we were raised up in the faith of God. And so all that to say, with that portion of it. Now I realize that Johannesburg isn't just a chapter of my life, isn't just a portion of what we did as a family, but it's a representation of what it looks like to live a life of faith, to do what you believe you heard to do, and then execute with the plan on doing just that. And yes, I'm always available, right? People have been messaging me. I'm doing a lot better, right? Have been messaging me on Instagram, have been sending emails, have hit me up on Facebook. I don't know if you all hit Chrystle up the same, but I will say, if you want a response, definitely hit me up first. You can hit her up on TikTok. She's definitely more active there, not so much on Instagram and Facebook. However, those are ways in which we're able to help, we're able to aid, we're able to give suggestions and insights, because South Africa is a move that people are starting to make or even start to consider to make. And yes, we've done it. Yes, we survived it. Yes, we loved it and would clearly do it again. And I shared it on an interview or conversation. It really wasn't an interview. It was more like an Instagram live that I did with my sister, and I shared with her, which I think was the first time that I said it just out in the open, how Rain's plan, like as of age 8, her plan is that once she graduates high school, she is going to be in theater, she's going to sing, she's going to dance, she's going to be an actor, and her plan is to move to not Johannesburg, but Durban, South Africa, to live out those dreams. And I was like, go for it, baby girl. You know what I'm saying? We lived Johannesburg, we loved it. We never traveled to Durban. However, we heard beautiful things about it. It's actually like the same climate of Florida, and so she'll fit right in. The humidity won't hurt her. She's already used to it, and we here for it. Like, there ain't nothing but a flight away. And so yes, we'll fly you over to go ahead and live out your life as you desire at age 8, and we'll visit. We'll come and go. And the beautiful thing is of how when you as parents, when us as people get the opportunity to explore, to see what the world has to offer and not just what's down the street, maybe in your city or another state or way, or if you're in another country or somewhere that borders you, but take a flight to another country and see what it has to offer. If you feel the nudge, if you feel the, God's presence within that sharing you or leading you to make a move, whether it's to South Africa or another country or another city, right? Could be another city. All is well. Whatever you're feeling led to do, go try it out and do it, right? You're not trying it out to see if that's what you heard to say or what you heard said, but you're trying it out to start to make preparations and plans, which is what we did. When we heard from God about making the move, we sought counsel, and that's what counsel advised for us to do. Go visit, go try it out and see, is what you want to accomplish or what God has for you to accomplish. Can it be done in a trip? Or is it something that you have to move to do? And ultimately, once we made the visit, we loved it. We were in Rosebank. So for those that have been asking, what hotels would you recommend for us in visiting South Africa? We stayed at the Boko. I think it has a new name because I was trying to find it to send to a brother of mine that's been messaging me. I think the name now is called, I'm gonna pull it up, y'all, because I recently sent it. And so I believe it's now called the Hyde in Rosebank, because I couldn't find Boko, but I think it's called the Hyde in Rosebank. So that's where we stayed when we initially visited. I loved it. You can take a train to that hotel or you can take an Uber. Either is fine, both are safe. And so nonetheless, like, you'll do great, you'll do grand. And then upon visiting, we loved it. Met Dr. Assad out there at Tasha's, which is one of his go-to spots. There's one right there by the hotel, and we chopped it up. We had good interactions, and it was just a nice fit. Chrystle jailed with Adrian, and I jailed with Dr. Assad to know and to watch Dr. Assad videos. I feel like a little bit of everybody can fit in and fit well and jive with Dr. Assad. Just a good brother, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Bam, 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 just like that. And the list goes on of all the wonderful people that we met. And even in that, like, for my brothers and sisters that have me on WhatsApp, I even stopped using WhatsApp because that's not something that we use in the States. However, now that I'm more open to the process and all that God did with us and for us in SA, I'm now checking my WhatsApp more. Like, I don't go months without looking at WhatsApp. I do more looking into it on a weekly basis. because I do want to be tapped into all that we were able to come in contact with, all the individuals, all the people, whether it was our South African brothers and sisters, our expat family, the list goes on, of those that we met in SA. I want to be tapped in. I want to be connected with. I don't want to just close the door and say there's the end, but I want to keep it open, knowing that here's a body of work. Our life is a body of work, in our case specifically, to show how good God is in the life of those who choose to believe in him, and how God will take you in spaces and places that you never would imagine. As I was sharing with my sister, like, I had visited Port Elizabeth on a missions trip, but I had never been to Johannesburg. But for God to share for us to make the move to Johannesburg, like, whoa. However, when we visited, we loved it, and we were so thankful. And as we lived there, we loved each and every day. Truthfully, yes, we had some amazing highs and a little bit of rocky lows, but the lows were just minor. You know what I'm saying? Just a little stomach situation, a little run-in with the cops that I had. Man, I think it was all me. Yeah, it was all me. The kids didn't too much care for their school, so we did change schools for them. But other than that, yeah, it was all on me. But it's all good. I prefer it that way. Rather me than them. However, all that to say, we loved it. We enjoyed it. My parents loved it. They enjoyed it. You know, my mom definitely wants to go back. My dad, he's one of them people that he loves Atlanta. He is good to go in Atlanta. He will visit places. He does love traveling. However, he's one that he's been there. He's good. He wants to see somewhere else. And so we there for him too. But nonetheless, all that to say, our family loved it. We'll be back. Like, I know I see it in the comments, you know, as South Africa, when y'all coming back, South Africa loves you, all the things which we love. Like, truly love and appreciate the warm wishes, the kind words, the wonderful sentiments. And we know it comes from a genuine place, because that's who we came in contact with in and around South Africa. So it's not just, you know, lip service or comments in the comments just to say things. No, we truly felt it. And saying that to say, for those that are considering to make the move, as it said once, even when you're in the airport, welcome home. It's truly a feeling that you will feel as you interact with people, whether it's at the grocery store, at a food space, at the gas station, at schools, or wherever you find yourself. You will truly feel at home. And so, if anything in all, before I share my sister's situation, which I will have to post her photo up because I am not going to butcher her name, and she did say her name. However, y'all know, my southern tongue doesn't give me the flexibility to enunciate properly as far as other languages and things, but I will post her picture up right here. And she's an awesome individual. On her Instagram, it says, "I am a law firm owner providing efficiencies for international clients looking to invest in business or real estate in South Africa." And I told her, as we were talking, like, you may scare off a few people talking about investing. Like, that's a whole nother thought that a lot of people don't have, that may just be making the move over to SA. And she was like, no. Like, I'm for everybody. It's not just investors that have a property that is somewhere else and they're somewhere else. Like, no. The mindset is, which again, I love SA because our beautiful people are brilliant, smart, educated, intellectual, and have a mindset that is to be marveled and to be studied. And her perspective of calling it an investment is that, hey, at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you do things in the right way so that your children, so that legacy can be accomplished, and so that even as we pass away, because we all will transition one day, that who comes after us, they're not hit with a penalty or hit with a high tax bill, but they'll be able to enjoy the fruits of your labor. They'll be able to enjoy the home that they called home and that they experienced in SA. And so all that to say, yes, it's an investment. If you are purchasing a home, you are making an investment in your present and in your future. And so you might as well take the time to do it right. And I told her, like, truth be told, and this is the honest truth, y'all know we keep it straight. We tell the truth, and there's no sugarcoating on stuff at the end of the day. Like, if it's a paid advertisement, we're going to say it's a paid advertisement. And maybe there's a wink if something, well, no, we not even going to suggest. Here's the thing. we're gonna be so honest with y'all that we wouldn't even suggest something just because of the money that is attached with the suggestion, or you know, putting our name to something. That's not us. Like, we even get offers to do different advertisements, I'll say it that way, and from our email. And no, like, some of them we just not gonna do. It's certain things we not gonna do. One, because of who we are as a family, but then two, because we just not putting our name on each and everything. However, all that to say, and talking to my sister prior to the live, it was a connection. It was like, man, this is my sister in Christ. And beyond that, we have similarities in that we're both married, we both have 2 kids, we both serve in our church, we both are kingdom minded, we both desire to serve people and to serve them well, we are business minded, and the list goes on. And I was like, man, I wish I met you in SA. Like, I hated that I didn't, but at the same time, I'm so thankful to God of when our paths did cross, because now here I am in US of A talking to my sister in SA about living in SA, and for those that are looking to make that expat move. And yes, we did the live then, but we're gonna do another video. Prayerfully, it will air next week if she sees this. Not to put no pressure on it, but she said we gonna talk, so it's gonna be a good time. However, she has a brilliant insight on investing or purchasing a home, as well as legacy, making the move as far as immigration is concerned, and all of the different nuances that may come up that us as Americans do not think about. So definitely be on the lookout for that video and all that entails with it, because I know even from the messages that I've been receiving, it's going to be useful, it's going to be impactful, and it's going to be insightful and even eye-opening for those that have even already made the move. Because things that she was saying, I was like, oh snap, like, God is good that we didn't do too much while we were over there, or else we would have been hit with some taxes that we wouldn't have been prepared for. However, she has the information through living there, through serving others, and just having the knowledge and the experience of what we can look out for as expats living and making the move to SA, or even for our fellow South Africans that may be looking to strive for more, looking to do, or making the move. She has information that can serve you as well. Because hey, as an American, I don't know all the rules and things about real estate and taxes, and I don't know all the stuff, but I know who I can call when I need to know, and that's a realtor. And she's a real estate lawyer as well as investor, and she's an awesome individual. And so I'm excited for, and just further ignited, not only by the video that just went out last week, but the interaction that I had with my sister this week, and just a reminder of God that, hey, Ricky, you all live a life of faith before people, and don't close off one part of it because you're looking forward to the next. Like, it all goes together. What you did prior prepares you for what you do in the present, and you have something, or it gives you something to look forward to in the future. It all stacks upon each other. We're going from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and we don't close off one door to start again. You know what I'm saying? Like, no. All the faith journeys and steps that you've taken in life prepares you for what God has for you in the future. And so as we are now living it out before you all, me personally being open to all that God has done for us, as well as is currently doing and will therefore do in the future, we are sharing it with you all. And to finalize this video, because every video must come to an end, I give us something to look forward to. As Chrystle and I are living currently in an apartment, like this is the studio, the kids' room while they're in Atlanta. However, we do look to make the move. Well, we have to move by August. We've already told this apartment complex that we are not renewing our lease. And so I prayed to God. I was like, God, I don't want to move into another apartment. My heart's desire, and you hear my heart's desire as I pray to you, Father, and I even talked to Chrystle about it, that I desire to move into a townhome or a home. And I'm open, really open to renting, because it's a whole lot easier. But if owning is what God wants us to do next, I'm open to that too. And so definitely be on the lookout for us as we posted a vlog of us looking at apartments, which was cool because Chrystle wanted to do it, and I'm always down to do fun things with my lovely wife, to get her outside, to see that beautiful smile, and to be around her brings me joy. And with that, I say, our plans again, you know what I'm saying? Like, we again sharing what our our heart's desire is, our walk of faith looks like, is to move into a home. And so be on the lookout as we look for a home, look for a townhome in Tampa, Florida, as it's closer to our church, closer to our work, and closer to the life that we live, right? Our life is there as opposed to Lutz, which is about a 25-30 minute drive. So all that to say, hey, we again before you all showcasing and showing what living a life of faith look like, so that you too can live faith the way God has it for you. As the saying goes, don't keep up with the Joneses, but more specifically, we say that because we know that God has a purpose and a plan and a destiny for your life. So don't look at what others are doing. Walk your path and be inspired by what they're doing and do the same. And so, great people, we love you all. That's the love sign. You know what I'm saying? Love in sign language. Okay? Just make sure, because hand signs mean a lot of things, but I want you to know what mine mean. Okay? We all about love, we about God, we're about faith, and we're about family, and we're about serving God's people, which ultimately is you at the end of the day. Whether you believe or not, you still God's child. And so with that being said, I love you all. I appreciate you all. See you in the next video. Know that our hearts are open. The book is open. I no longer have chapters that separates where I am from where I used to be, but I'm thankful for the past as I press forward to all that God has ahead. And I'm looking forward to sharing that journey with you. Until next time, great people. Peace.